Yo, 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 y'all already know what time it is, man. Your boy back up in the building. Let's get into it as we do. We round the clock with this thing, man. Hall of Fame class has been named, so let's talk about it. Oh, yeah, y'all come on in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm out here. The tailgate experience.
All the way up. We about to take some victory. Go. All right, all right, all right. Deep down. Let's keep it down. What do we got right here? Who we got right here? All right.
Roll on up. A happy birthday to this.
Y'all know what time it is. Monday Night Football don't beat no basketball. I'm trying to tell you, the shit. All right, who we got right here? We got some right here. We got Wonder Woman right here. It's taking out. All right, what you guys say? What you call yourself? Little Panther? You have to listen. All right. Just have to listen. Like birds. All right. Yeah. Southeast Town. Let's good. All right. Right here, y'all at Royal Riot. Tailgate one. Oh, man. It's on. Let's go. We told y'all we gonna be out at 6. And y'all know what's on. All right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the tailgate experience, man. Your boy is in the building, and I like to take this time to welcome each and every one of you guys to our All NFL channel where we talk all NFL here. Riley, see what's going on, cuz. It's good to see you there, my boy. Shout out to everybody as we get into it, man. Your boy is out here in these Charleston streets, riding, clanging and banging and heading up to that certain particular part of town. But I had to talk about it this morning. I had to put it in as we do. Excuse me. Seems like that part keep dropping. But I had to put it in as we do. The 2025 draft class has been named. And you got literally just about everybody in the building that I'm excited to see a part of this draft class. But my God, it's one of those things where you see it was named. We got 4 special guys. And hold on, let me get the names for you because, like I said, I'm super excited and I don't want to miss anybody. All right, all right, all right. So we got Eric Allen, former DB, who we saw, like I said, was a pick machine. His nickname was the Pick Machine. And he specialized in, well, interceptions. Eric Allen, like I said, very speedy guy. He was one of the best when it comes to corners. And I'm excited to see him get his nod. You also got Hall of Famer now, Antonio Gates, with 11,000 yards, making the nod as one of the greatest tight ends to ever do it. And I'm proud to say that I was in the era where we got a chance to see Antonio Gates from the Chargers week in and week out. I'm telling you, man, it was a beautiful thing to watch this man come out here and suit up with whoever at quarterback. Because that's the knock with him. He never won the championship. and he never had a QB because at certain point in times he had Phillip Rivers, he had Drew Brees, and then like I said, he had QBs that you could look and say, hey, they weren't capable guys of getting the job done, but he still came out here year in year out, put up numbers with anybody's at QBs. So shout out to Antonio Gates for making the 2025 class. The next two to me are special. And when I say special, the next guy played for the Carolina Panthers. The next guy was a part of that magical season that we had in Carolina land, where you look and you saw he was a double-digit sack getter. He spent most of his career in Minnesota, but this guy was nothing short of electric when on the field. Like I said, he laid the foundations for some of the edge rushers that you see now that's getting double-digit sacks all over the place, 15 plus per year. That is the one and the only Jared Allen. My God, Jared Allen. I'm so excited to have him there. Blue, what's going on with you, car? What's going on? Man, it's good to see you. Shout out to my boy, Jared Allen, for making the 2025 Hall of Fame class. I'm so excited to have him a part of there because you've seen Jared Allen as a Bear. You've seen him as a Viking. You've seen him as a Carolina Panther. And now, like I said, he retires. That number 69 in Canton. And like I said, I'm excited because he was a part of our legacy and one of the best seasons that we ever had as a Carolina Panther. Yeah. 2015, he was a part of this roster. Our Super Bowl run that we had, he was there. So let's make no mistake about it. That's all good and sweet and shit like that. But this next guy, to me, set the standard. Let me make sure I tighten this up for y'all. Hold on, let me tighten it up. The next guy set the standard for what it meant to be, one, a Gamecock, number two, a dynamic receiver. He had quarterbacks like Brett Favre and all those guys that helped made him an elusive target, a multiple time Pro Bowler, a superstar at the position. There ain't too many motherfuckers that can say, hey, they were going to outwork that young man that's named Sterling Sharp. For a 7-year span, like I said, his career ended up ending because of a neck injury that he had. But you look at a man that put together numbers over 8,000 yards in a 7-year span for the period of time, well deserved of the nod that he's getting for the finalists as a Hall of Famer. He will now put on his gold jacket in Canton, and I have to say, man, as watching Sterling Sharp right here in South Carolina put the fucking business on these niggas, I enjoyed every bit of that, man. I love the fact that we get to see our guy right here from Georgia, right here, who did his business and did his dirt at the Carolina Gamecocks, who was damn near untouchable as a receiver. Like Shannon Sharp always tell you, there's only a handful of guys that can say that he's in the freaking Hall of Fame, but he's the second best in his family. That's no lies being told. Sterling Sharp was that guy. And so, like I say, man, to every one of you guys that's out here this morning under the sound of my voice, make sure throughout a period of time, if you haven't took the time to go back and check these guys out, Jared Allen was a beast. Sterling Sharp was the guy for at least a 5-year, because like I said, he was a Triple Crown winner a couple of times in a row. He was a Triple Crown winner. He led in everything, yards, receptions, touchdowns. He was that guy. Ain't too many guys that they can say in their career have done that. Him, maybe Steve Smith, maybe a handful of guys that can say they have successfully been a Triple Crown winner, and they have taken their talents to ascension to different heights like this guy did. And when he got to Green Bay, man, he single-handedly turned that. He helped turn that franchise around offensively. I mean, there wasn't a cornerback when they saw Sterling Sharp getting ready to come into the building. Oh man, it was over. It was over. So I just want to take the time to salute this offensive and defensive class of the 2025 Hall of Fame finalists. Um, I felt like, now this is my honest opinion. I'm gonna just put this out here. We had another one of our guys that got slighted, and that's Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly, to me, deserved to get the nod and be the fifth finalist because there's been classes that has put five guys instead of four. And I truly believe that in the first ballot and his first opportunity, Luke Kuechly should have been shooed in as a Hall of Fame finalist to go into Canton. One, because you're not going to tell me a guy that has 1,000+ tackles in a 8-year span. He is a multiple-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler. Let that sink in. He played 8 years. He was an 8-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro. 5 of the 7 was first team. That sink in. 5 first team All-Pros at the linebacker position. He helped carry a position where he was that boy was averaging over 150+ tackles per year. Where he was getting so much tackles, I would have said that had Luke Kuechly played the 32, 33, maybe 35, Luke Kuechly would have probably got 2,000 tackles, not 1,000, 2,000. He would have been the first linebacker to potentially ever do that because the way he was getting tackles, it was like eating breakfast for him. The guy was electric. And that's what I come to tell everybody, man. This is one of those things where such a supreme talent like Luke Kuechly did not get the nod this time, but I'm pretty sure on the next time, because this is the funny thing. Patrick Willis last year got the nod in his first try, and Luke Kuechly has better numbers than him. More tackles. Be mindful, Luke Kuechly has a defensive rookie of the year and a defensive player of the year over Patrick Willis, but still he got in over Luke Kuechly. I don't understand the logic there. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand what were they thinking on that one. How do you put Patrick Willis in first ballot, but then you omit Luke Kuechly? And Luke Kuechly had a better career, and it was longer. Patrick Willis had about 6 years of dominance, but then his body began to betray him. But all I'm saying is understanding that we got a bevy of guys that's going to be Canton bound here in Carolina, because it's not even the beginning when you say, okay, well, Luke Kuechly, you got Steve Smith on the come up. Julius Peppers just went last year. You got Jared Allen, who played here in Carolina, nominated this year. Some of the Panthers are starting to get their full share of greatness being, displayed. And I'm loving it because, like I said, they work hard for it. It's been 30 years of the franchise, and after 30 years, we've had a bevy of great players that's come here. So I'm proud, one, to be a Carolina Panther and have our guys starting to head into the Hall of Fame. It's no better feeling to see some of that. Um, and like I said, man, to everybody, each and everybody, all you guys that's out here this morning, uh, first and foremost, good morning. I'm gonna put the link there if you guys want to talk. Like I said, this is just a short one for me riding from here to home. I thought it would be good, every morning to start off a good morning session with everybody and do a little chat, to and from as I ride about, on my way from one side of Charleston to the next. So I'm gonna put that out there right now, but I'm I'm gonna also take my time this morning with it because I got the Hall of Fame class that I'm talking about today. I got the woulda, coulda, shouldas, which is the Luke Kuechly's that didn't make it today. And I also want to highlight, I haven't forgotten about Chip Kelly getting over there to the Raiders. I told you guys I was going to be able to talk about that sooner or later. I was also going to talk about losing the Texans losing their offensive coordinator. I didn't have a chance to put videos out on those, but I'm gonna give my thoughts and my opinions on both of those situations, as well as Aaron Glenn over in New York, where I dropped the video talking about the Jets QB situation, and just so happened to be, like I said, former cornerback Aaron Glenn becomes the head coach. So there's a bevy of stuff that's going on right now that I feel like needs the highlighting for us to come out here and be able to understand what's really going on. Because, like I said, my heart and my mind is on Bobby Slowick this morning. He's been out of a job in Houston for like a week or two now. And as we gear up for the Super Bowl, I want to highlight that young man because, like I said, he's a dynamic play caller. You saw what he has done so far for CJ Stroud. And the craziest thing is for him to be out there on these streets right now with no place to go is ridiculous work because that guy right there is a dynamic play caller. Like I said, the offense that you saw CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans implemented over there was all Bobby Slowick. All him, putting a system in for the young bull over there, which we all believe. We saw some of his numbers dissipate a little bit this season, but it's not because of, to me, and this is my honest opinion, it ain't because of Bobby Slowick. I mean, let's keep it a whole bean. That goddamn line failed that boy this year. And I know everybody after that last game, they said if they don't do nothing else in Houston this year, they need to draft every goddamn pick on that offensive line. They need to take the time to get that fucking offensive line together for that boy because that boy got hit a lot, especially in the playoffs. He got hit a lot. I mean, the situation is you got a young fella with 4 playoff wins up under his belt. And if you're Houston, you want to do everything to protect that young man. And like I said, I think it was the wrong choice firing Bobby Slowick after one season of him calling plays for CJ Stroud. Because, like I said, the offensive line is the Achilles heel of this team. It always has been, it always will. CJ Stroud's stellar offensive play really played a huge part in, you know, his stellar offensive play really played a huge part in Bobby Slowick's rise to dominance as a offensive coordinator. So the fact that they got rid of him so quick when you can clearly see the line was the problem. I mean, God, dog. Injuries and then the line was the problem for Houston. But I think they're going to be fine because CJ Stroud, like I said, that's a made quarterback. 4,000 plus yards last year. And then this year, he scraped the surface right close to 4,000. So, I mean, what a great start for 2 years for CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. If you're a Texan right now and you're watching this, man, shout out to y'all. Y'all got yourselves a real one. I thought we would have been running up to the podium to get CJ Stroud when we first picked as a Carolina Panther, but that just didn't seem to be the case. And I thought it would have been between CJ Stroud and AR-15. But I guess, like I said, management here thought otherwise. They didn't see it the way we saw it. So we are now living in the after effects of what didn't happen. And I hate to be the guy to bring, to be the bearer of bad news, but goddamn, we definitely should have made that move happen and took the young fella. But that's not the here nor there. I'm not going to even, go down that road again. I'm just here to tell you guys this morning that amongst everybody and what's going on right now in the league as we gear up for Super Bowl week, like I said, we going live this week on the Super Bowl, day of the Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to be grilling wings. I'm going to be grilling, like I said, putting food out, ribs, whatever it is. We're going to do this tailgate style. We're going to go live and do a live watch party for the Super Bowl. because, like I said, let's kick it together. Come on out here. Let's get it as we do. I'm under the impression that this Super Bowl this year is going to be a very 1A 1B style of Super Bowl. It's going to be a close game because you actually two young bulls that when you saw them last 2 years ago, when you saw them last, they put on one of the best duels, a 38-35 Super Bowl, where it came down to the wire and a field goal won it for you. So I mean, golly, I would love to see another thriller. If Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes could put one up, I would love to see another thriller because it is well worth the time, everything that they put into that particular Super Bowl last time. Oh, I can't wait to look at that right now, man, because like I said, both guys have, very good defenses. The Chiefs got a defense that we haven't seen them had, but it's gotten better in the last 2 years. Now you're looking at, like I said, the Philadelphia Bulldogs is what I'm gonna start calling them, because them boys fully loaded over there on defense. Jalen Carter, N'Kobe Dean, the cast and the crew, them boys fully loaded, man. Y'all hold on 1 second. Y'all hold on. So like I said, man, I'm back. Shout out to everybody, like I said in the chat, man. It's a cool stroll this morning. I got my Starbucks. I don't know how to act. And it's one of those things where your boy Q is going to be coastal for the remainder of the week, man, because Friday is here. It's hump day. Let's get over it. This has been a long week, and I'm praying prosperity for each and every one of you guys out here, under the sound of my voice. I'm hoping that everything works out in the way that you guys want it. I want to also, like I said, start leading you guys with a word of positivity, because I feel like in the time and the day that we doing this thing for this all NFL channel, if your team ain't winning, you're gonna need some positivity to keep yourself going. My team isn't winning. So every day I edge closer to a ledge that I want to jump off of. But I remember there's 30 other teams going through what I'm going through. So, like I said, to every Green Bay Packer that's in here, to all you cheeseheads, shout out to you guys for having Sterling Sharp finally make the Hall of Fame. I'm so excited for like that. Like I said, they're gonna do the Hall of Fame speeches and whatnot, and they're gonna probably do the background stuff of football life. I can't wait to catch all that, because when Shannon Sharp did his football life and he had Sterling there, it was such a emotional show, an emotional moment watching them boys, because we all said, "Well, damn, Sterling deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but he'll never get there because of how short his tenure was." And they saw fit to take the time to vote him in this time, because for a 7 period span, there wasn't another receiver that could outdo that young man at the time. So I'm very proud of him for being named to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and like I said, it's a big thing. It's a big deal. I'm gonna catch that video probably, because they probably had Shannon Sharp come to him and tell him that he made it. So I can imagine what that video would be like, seeing them two boys get together. I know them boys were shedding some tears. You ain't got to tell me. You could almost guess that. So yeah, it's one of those things, man. Like I said, good morning, everybody. Under the sound of my voice, welcome to the Tailgate Experience. Like I said, Hall of Fame class. We we got a lot to talk about. I want to know in the chat, because if you guys are keeping up with things like how I've been keeping up with things, when we last saw Chip Kelly had the opportunity to turn that Eagles team around, and he was running that high-powered offense that he brought from college to the NFL. And now you got the Raiders, Pete Carroll over there, bringing in Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator, and I'm excited because you you get the sense and the notion that Chip Kelly is going to want to get a quarterback that can come in that can develop and really take his time. The Raiders are a couple of pieces away on defense, but they still are a very good football team. I think they just got the raw. Well, I don't think they got the raw end of the stick, but I don't think they believed in Antonio Pierce as they former head coach. That's why he ended up getting the boot, and you bringing in a Pete Carroll and whatnot. I just let me tell you something, man. A lot of coaches are starting to get the short end of the stick. Whether you have an opportunity to see success in the NFL or not, some of these guys are starting to get the short end of deals, man. But I want to put it out there. Like I said, I don't want the narrative to be that Chip Kelly doesn't deserve a second chance or he doesn't deserve an opportunity to come out here and try to, you know, build the Raiders into a contender because make no mistake about it, that black and silver, it holds a lot of weight in the NFL. Shout out to Al. Al wanted to make sure that that Raider Nation brand, that Raider Nation that they love so much, had pretty much had prestige. You get what I'm saying? It had something that people wanted to be a part of. And now you have Pete Carroll here, and I think Pete Carroll is the right man for the job, man. You get a guy that you have seen built it on the NFL level as well as build it in college level, and you've seen him come out, whether it is, you know, the guy can get wins in the NFL, whether it's the Legion of Boom or not. Watching Pete Carroll, you get a chance to see and showcase he's a defensive minded coach. He's going to do things his way, and he's not going to allow nobody to back or drive him into a corner unless he want to be in that corner. So, with that being said, man, all I'm gonna say is it's your boy Dub Q, and I just wanted to lay it down as it Ti is today. Like I said, I'm gonna be cruising and cooling, man. I'm gonna be on my Starbucks shit today. Your boy I got my ice shaking espresso here today, so I'm feeling really good, man. It's nothing like it, man. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm gonna be doing drive homes with y'all just about every day this week. That way we can get a little intimate. That way you can understand how I feel about stuff. So yeah, make sure if you haven't already, you tell a neighbor, tell a friend, man. We got this NFL channel going up, and I'm gonna have some pre-records out for y'all this week. But other than that, I'm saluting everybody out here. Sterling Sharp has made the Hall of Fame.